your dreams.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Genshin Impact video, and today I'm just going to be talking about can Chiori work with Navia or Noelle or both. By the way, if you happen to like the content, just feel free to leave a like and subscribe. So I'm going to be talking about synergizing with Navia first, because since Navia is the latest Geo character and people are wondering, can Chiori work pretty well with Navia? I think Chiori can work relatively well with Navia even at C0. At C0, I think Navia and Chiori, it'll have like an increase of party damage, but if you want to increase Navia's personal damage, maybe Chiori C1 would be a little bit better. Since Chiori at C1, she basically doesn't need a Geo construct in order for her to summon another doll. She'll basically just summon another doll as long as there's a Geo character in the party. If you do have Navia, you're most likely already clearing shit anyways, so either you have Chiori or not, it's probably not going to matter too much. Navia does have an amazing kit, and you're probably using her best team with Zhongli, Bennett, Jingling, or maybe you're a weirdo like me, you're playing Navia Plunge with, Cloud Retainer, Furina, and, some random 4th slot character. Regardless who you're using Navia with, you're most likely clearing content in the game anyways. If you're using Ningguang to buff your Navia, I do think Chiori will be a overall upgrade over Ningguang, even if Chiori is at C0, because Ningguang cannot provide Geo off field. Since Chiori can provide Geo off field, you'll at least have some more ways to crystallize against an enemy. Also, the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayer's cooldown is pretty long as well. Ningguang's Geo screen isn't really that reliable. Sometimes it'll get broken down pretty easily, and you do have to walk through it with Navia in order to get the increase of the Geo bonus. If you are using Ningguang to buff Navia, I do think Chiori will be a better investment. Or instead, you can just save for Furina and you can just use Furina, Charlotte, Fischl for your Navia team. Overall, I do think Chiori can work with Navia at C0, but it's just going to be more of a party damage increase. But for Navia's personal damage, maybe Chiori C1 or just save for future constellations of Navia. Now, as for the synergy between Chiori and Noelle, I think the synergy will be pretty good overall. Noelle works really well in Mono Geo, so having Chiori into the mix, I don't think it's going to be any issues. Either you have Chiori at C0 or C1. Noelle in the past few years has had some buffs every now and then with the overall Geo buff, putting her with Zhongli, putting her with Goro, the Red Horn weapon, and just recently we've had Furina, who also buffs Noelle. If you're using Albedo with Noelle, I think Chiori will be a much better option than Albedo, because Chiori's Geo dolls cannot be destroyed, so you don't have to worry about the enemies destroying the dolls. One of the bad things about Albedo that I've been hearing is that his elevator will just be destroyed. I've heard Albedo's constellations are pretty bad, and I've taken a look at them myself, and yeah, they are pretty yikes. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking when they made this man's constellations, because basically all of them are just so useless. Whoever made the constellations for Albedo needs to be fired, because these are just god awful. C1 basically increases his energy whenever he uses elemental skill. Okay, that's kind of useless. At least Chiori's C1 can at least enable different team comps. I know some people find it scummy that Chiori's C1 enables different team play, and it should be in her initial kit, but I would at least rather have a constellation that can change different teams than just have this useless constellation that gives you more energy. C2 increases Albedo's personal damage, which is fine, I guess, but it's not really necessary. C4 increases your party's plunging damage by 30%, which is also very useless. I don't think anybody was using Albedo just for plunging. Come on, let's be real here. And at C6, whenever your party members are protected from the crystallized shield, their damage will be increased by 17%. Once again, very useless, because if you're using Zhongli, you don't need a crystallized shield. Navia uses crystallization shields, but I mean, you don't need Albedo C6 in order to boost Navia's damage, right? Navia herself can deal a lot of damage already. Yeah, this man Albedo has very shitty constellations. Anyways, to get back on track, Noelle and Chiori, I think Chiori will be a better replacement for Albedo, but that's just my personal opinion. Chiori can definitely work pretty well with Noelle, whether using Mono Geo or not. But as I stated earlier, I do think Chiori C0 will be a pretty good overall party damage increase, while Chiori at C1 will be a pretty good for increasing the personal damage of your Geo DPS character, be it's going to be Navia or Noelle. I guess the same thing can be applied with Ito as well. Anyways, that's going to be my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.
Bye bye now. Come again soon.